Hello, my name's Linda. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'm making a box for the Creators Blog Hop. And I'm going to be using the piece of cake and the artisan textures. I'm also going to be using this punch that goes with the piece of cake. This is from the new catalogue that came out on the 3rd of January. And let me just bring in my pieces of paper. I've actually done a little bit of preparation already. So I've got Whisper White and Bermuda Bay, and these are both 7x7 squares. And then I have another piece of Whisper White, and this is it's about 4 7/8, so it's just a little bit under 5-inch square. And I'm going to start by doing some scoring. So I'm going to start with the Bermuda Bay actually. So the Bermuda Bay, this is going to be the bottom of my box. So I'm just going along to 1 inch and I'm going to score. So the 1 inch on the right hand side of the scoreboard, and I'm scoring, and I'm going to score all the way around. So that is nice and simple. This is a very simple box. It's a nice a wide flat box, which is what I was going for. And then the Whisper White, this is going to be the lid. Now I'm just going to, instead of going to the 1 inch, I'm going to pull it in just a tiny bit. So it's just a little bit less than 1 inch. And I'm going to do that all the way round again. And this is going to be our lid. So this is the first Creators Blog Hop of the year. And it's actually a tic-tac-toe challenge, which if you go to my blog you'll be able to see because I have a copy of it. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of burnishing here. So I'm just going to burnish all my score lines. And then we're going to do a little bit of snipping. So I'm just going to cut up the score line in straight, just like this. I'm going to do it on the other side as well, and then I'm going to turn it and do the opposite side. So as I said, this is just a straightforward, simple box. I'm going to do exactly the same with the Bermuda Bay. Opposite sides, and I'm going to snip again. Okay, and then I'm going to be bringing in my little corner punch here. And I was watching a video, like you do, the other night, and I saw somebody do this, and I can't remember her name. I think her name was Vicky. And I'll look it up. And she had punched corners, and it just made the inside of her box look much neater. And I just thought that was a brilliant idea, so I've given it a go. I've rounded all the edges, and now I'm going to this is going to be the top of my box, and I'm just going to use my 3/4 inch punch just to punch just a couple of half circles. And I'm just eyeballing this, but you need to find the centre, just like that. And then I'm going to turn it over and do the other side, and that's just to help you get the lid off. And I'm going to stick these together. I'm going to be using some tearing tape, and I'm going to put it on the outside of all of my corners. So I have the tape on all of my corners. I've done exactly the same on the white piece as well. I'm going to just take the backing off of the tearing tape, and then I'm going to stick the bottom together. And before I put the top together, I'm going to decorate the top. So let me just do this. I mean, they go together very easily. And then you just fold that over, so you're making a nice corner there. And again on this one. I haven't taken it off of that one. Got a bit carried away there, forgot to take that one off. And then we're going to do this one corner and this one. And there you go. Can you see inside? I'm not sure you can. Now, can you see inside? how neat that looks. Not sure you can see it. Anyway, right then, I'm going to be bringing in the, this is the just under 5-inch square. And as I said, I have done a little bit of preparation already. And I have stamped the cake stand and which cake I've gone for, and this cake here. And I've stamped them in Versamark ink, and then I've silver embossed, and then I've coloured them in. So, well, I haven't coloured the white one in. I've just left that as it is. I've coloured this one in, and I've used Bermuda Bay and Lemon Lime Twist for that. And I've used the marker and the blend just to colour that in. And I'm going to position that in the corner. But before I do that, I might as well come back in again. I'm going to stamp behind. So this is where I'm using my artisan texture. I'm going to go for this one here. I've already mounted that up, and I'm going to be using Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to position my cake about here in the corner. And I just want to stamp in this corner just a couple of times. Might do another one. Okay. And I'm going to be sticking my cake here. And I've been using the ribbon. Now this is from Celebration, the Celebration ribbon. So if you spend £45, you can get a free item. And this was one of the free items I got. You get all of this ribbon. And I'm using this one. I'm not actually sure what colour this is. I could look it up. Let me look it up. And so this is the Lemon Lime Twist. And so obviously it goes with my Lemon Lime Twist, and I've made this really cute little bow. I'm not very good at making bows when I'm filming. I always go wrong. So I did it off of camera, and I'm going to put my bow on the bottom of my cake. Now my tic-tac-toe, you have to choose a row of techniques or items, and mine was 3D, sequins and heat embossing. So I've done my heat embossing with my silver. My box is obviously a 3D item, and I have some sequins as well. So I'm pulling in some of this really pretty sequin trim. I don't know what it's called. What do they call it? It's called a mini sequin trim. So I was nearly right. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of my bow, and I'm going to put some sequins coming down as well. So let me just snip that, and I'm going to get my dimensionals because I've not brought them to my table. So I've actually decided I want something else around here, and so I've pulled in this little heart stamp that comes from the piece of cake down here, and I'm going to do a few hearts around here as well, and I'm going to use Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay ink, and I'm just going to do a few random hearts. Okay. And now I'm going to stick my cake down. So I'm going to use just some Tombow on my cake stand. And my little studio is quite small. It's in half of my garage in my garden, and I can just see the front of the front gate from here, and I'm waiting for a Stampin' Up order, so I keep looking thinking, oh, is it coming? Right, so and now I'm going to mount my cake base just onto some dimensionals. Little tip there, don't throw these bits out, just snip them and use them. Don't throw anything out. And I'm going to put that on top of the cake stand. A little bit lower. Try not to stick my head in the camera. There we go. And then I have some glue dots. I am still using up a huge supply of glue dots. I've still not had to buy any Stampin' Up ones yet, but I am actually getting close. So I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of my bow, and then I'm going to stick that to my sequin, and then I'm going to put that there. Just snip this off a bit, it's a little bit too long, and that is going to be the top of my box, and that's going to go on like that. Trying to decide if I'm happy with that. I think it needs something else, so I'm just going to go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this square down. Okay, so I decided that it needed a little bit more, so I cut this white piece down to 4 3/4, so it's a 4 3/4 square, and then I've got my Bermuda Bay. I put another Bermuda Bay square in, and this is just under 5 inches, so it's going to go on the top of my box, and that's just how it goes, isn't it? I hadn't made this box up, I was sort of winging it a little bit, and then decided that it wasn't enough, needed something else. How do you design things? I mean, literally, that is how I design things sometimes. I'm just winging it. And then I'm going to stick this to the top. I mean, the box, the actual box, I cased from this lady, and I think her name was Vicky Hayes, but I'm going to double check it, and it was quite an old video. So there we go, and now I'm going to turn this into a box. So my box is about, it works out about 5 inches by 5 inches, and so my plan is to make some cards to go into this box using the piece of cake stamp set and punch. So I don't actually know how much the stamp set and punch are, but I wouldn't be surprised that if you bought that as a bundle, you might get a free item from Celebration. If you go to my blog, I will double check that, and I will put it on there if that is the case. And if you spend £46 with me at the moment, you also get a PDF file of 10 designs of cards from different Stampin' Up demonstrators. Okay, so I'm just putting the lid together exactly the same as we put the bottom of the box together. Just push that down. And now I have to find the bottom. Where have I done? There it is. And hopefully it should be a nice tight fit. We don't want it coming off, but we don't want to have to squeeze it to get in. And there we go. That does fit lovely. And as you've got your little thumb holes there. And there we go. And there is the lovely box. And as I said, I'm probably going to make some cards. So maybe my next video will be cards to go into this box. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to go to my blog, and you can hop along with everybody else on the Creators Blog Hop. It's a great hop, and there's some really good demonstrators in there with some really lovely projects. And so don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye.